Hi, my name is Kathleen O'Keefe-Canavas, and I am one of the co-authors of the book Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change. And what makes this book so special is the 30 plus authors in the book were in a state of chaos in their life, yet they found a way to find their clarity. The storm clouds parted. And when they did, their change affected the whole world because they responded differently to the world. And it's part of our butterfly effect in life. When the wings of a tiny butterfly flutter on one side of the world, it becomes the breath of life for somebody else on the other side. And that's what our stories are all about, from chaos to clarity. And I'd like to introduce you to my co-author, Patricia Cagganello. Now, when I'm writing the stories or reading the stories in the book, I'm reading and writing from a psychological point of view, from the psychology point of view. And Patricia Cagganello is a reverend, and she comes from the spiritual point of view. And that's one of the things that makes this book so special. The fact that we have psychological and we have spiritual, looking at the stories, commenting on the stories, and then sharing them with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Kat. I'm so pleased and delighted to be a co-author in Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change. And as Kat said, what sets this book apart, which makes it so special, in addition to Kat writing on the psychology of change and me on the spirituality of change, is the 30 plus authors that have come together from around the world and have shared really bared their souls for you, for all of us. We have stories about overcoming addiction, abduction of children, breakups of marriage, losing loved ones. And then we have some happy, joyful stories as well. People finding love, one called Third Time Charm, right? So what these stories are about, it really is our shared humanity. It is the shared experience that we all have. And when we share that experience, I believe it's an invitation for others to receive hope and inspiration on their own journeys. My journey and my company is called Sacred Stories. And that's because my story or my life events really launched me at that point. They were very traumatic for me. They really launched me in a new direction. And I realized that when I shared my story, or I heard other people talk about their stories, and I could relate to them, I could see myself in their stories, and I knew I wasn't alone. And I knew that I could get through it, and I could learn, and I could grow. And that's what I believe this book really, really does. It can enable you to become part of the larger shared humanity. It could give you a different psychological perspective, but it also, I believe, truly can help you in a spiritual transformation. And that's what's happened in my life as well. So I really hope that you join us for Chaos to Clarity. I hope you read the book, and I hope you keep in touch with us and let us know how this book has affected you on your life journey. And Kat, just as an example of the beautiful stories that are in this book, can you share the one about you and your mom for everyone?
Sure, thank you, Patricia. Yes, this book leads by example. And so one of the stories I shared in the book was one that was very close to my heart. It's the night my mother died, and the moon was very full. And a lot of people suddenly find that their loved ones are passing on, and it throws them into such a deep, deep grief. But then our dream world happens. And in our dream world, we get to meet up with our loved ones again. And that's what my story is all about. How when we think that they're gone forever, before you know it, they're right back with us. And I know that a lot of baby boomers at this point in their life are losing their parents, Patricia, and that's a rite of passage. Suddenly, you can't pick up the phone and call your mom anymore, or your dad anymore, and you do actually become an orphan. And that can be devastating from a psychological point of view. Suddenly you feel so alone. But the truth of the matter is, it's the normal movement of life. Change is important for a future. Without change, there is no future. And that's part of change. So this book is all real stories, real people, real pain, and also real healing. So I hope you will pick up Chaos to Clarity and put it beside your bed. And when you think that your problems have reached a crescendo, that you think you can no longer deal with, there's somebody in the book who went through what you're going through. Read how they came out of it.